Everybody, welcome to Hump Day Hangout. This is episode number 452. 452 episodes, and we are going strong. We're doing things a little bit differently today. We got Bradley joining us via the road. Bradley, can you say hello to everybody?
I'm here. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, man, sounds good. Cool.
Right.
Well, Bradley, how you doing today?
I'm driving. I'm all right. I'm on my way back from my vacation got cut short, unfortunately. So I'm on my way back now. And I had actually scheduled an hour and a half at the local library where I was staying at this lake to do Hump Day Hangouts today. But some issues came up and I'm on my way home now. So I'm having to do this via phone while we're driving. So it's going to be a little bit of a different format with Adam reading questions and me trying to answer them. Might be a little bit shorter than normal, but we're here for you guys. So we made it happen regardless of the circumstances.
Yeah, well, Bradley, be safe. We appreciate you not having your video on so that you can pay attention to driving. And yeah, we'll relay the questions and do this and get done what we can. So Chris, how are you doing today?
I don't know, I kind of want to leave this country. Yesterday we had another 36 degrees Celsius day, and today, I don't know, 34, 35. This to be supposed to be coming some storm tonight. I don't see it yet, but we'll see if it cools down. So it's very Austria.
Yeah, it's pretty warm here too. I'm sure Bradley's got the same, except hotter. So yeah, I went out for a run this afternoon. I usually do that on Wednesdays, and yeah, just sweating my ass off. So it goes.
To tell you the truth, in the morning I actually hit the sauna to be able to better cope with the heat during the day.
Fair enough. Well, real quick, we got at least two things we wanted to share with everybody. The first one, if you somehow have not opened up the email, shame on you, or maybe you're just not subscribed to Semantic Mastery's email list. But we definitely wanted to let you know about the upcoming webinar. We really wanted to share what's been going on behind the scenes with Local Fury. And we have got some really, really cool results to share with everybody. That is going to be taking place this coming Monday, July 17th, 2 p.m. EST. I will drop the link in the chat so you can go and get signed up. We already got a ton of people signed up, but I realize not everybody sees every email, sees every post. So highly recommend you get signed up for this if you do anything with Google Business Profiles, which I would hope would be most, if not all of you here today. Secondly, or anything you guys want to say about this before I move on to something else?
No,
I don't know. There may be some big surprises in the webinar as well.
Oh,
just
yeah.
know about it yet. Yeah, we had a couple changes. We were working our asses off behind the scenes. So I don't know, it's gonna be a game changer for some people.
Nice. Well, the other thing I wanted to share real quick is right here. So let me share my screen. So POFU Live, we're getting ready to lock down the venue. It's taking place in Boston this year, Boston, Massachusetts. It's going to be September 29th and 30th. Really looking forward to this. Like I said, we've already got several speakers lined up. If you come over to pofulive.com, you can come down, see what's going on, check out all the speakers. We're still working on getting a few more, so it's going to be a really action-packed couple of days. Highly recommend you grab the VIP ticket. We price it the way we do on purpose. VIP tickets are not that much more expensive than the main event ticket and gets you access to the VIP event where you get to meet the other VIP attendees as well as the speakers and us as well, but get to go out and hang out. We're going to have some sort of an activity. It'll include, food, hanging out. We may rent out a location, do something like that. We're still getting all the details together and trying to make the best choice. But I highly suggest you grab that. It's a ton of fun. Generally, we have people saying that, that they, while they loved the conference, they loved showing up, what they learned, that they also really, really enjoyed, and we're super happy that they took advantage of the VIP tickets to get to know the other people, to have the informal conversations and really get the full experience. So highly suggest you grab your tickets, head over to pofulive.com. All right, Chris, Bradley, anything else you need to cover before we jump into questions?
No, I think I'm good.
Oh, I almost forgot. Go subscribe on YouTube. If you're not subscribed to us on YouTube and you're watching this, just click subscribe. We chop up the Hump Day Hangout videos into little awesome short clips so you can digest those easily. You'll also get notified of Hump Day Hangouts. And we just put out a ton of great content. So highly suggest you subscribe on YouTube. All right, let me pull this up and pull up some questions. All right, so Bradley, first question is from Name Holder. All right.
Can you share a screen on that one?
Sure. Yeah, 1 sec.
That would be amazing.
There we go. So I saw a YouTube video where Bradley was discussing and using the Kraken software. One of the reasons I purchased it. How does Local Fury compare to Kraken?
That's a good question. Well, Kraken is basically CTR manipulation. It's kind of a more advanced app in that you can, set recipes and kind of like your own custom click-through recipes or whatever you want to call them. So you can daisy chain different types of click actions together or tasks, whatever. So you can set timers, you can do all kinds of things, but it's basically spoofing traffic. It's a click-through rate or CTR manipulation application. Local Fury has some CTR manipulation mixed in, like signals as part of what we do for Local Fury, but there was a lot more that Local Fury does. So in other words, Kraken is a CTR app, whereas Local Fury is CTR manipulation is a component of Local Fury, but Local Fury is much more than just that, if that makes sense. Was that a fair answer?
Cool. Yeah, sorry, it definitely does. I was just pulling out my laptop. I realized I'm sharing my screen, and so I don't want to be confusing people by switching stuff all around. So yeah, definitely good to go. And we, happy to answer more questions too about Local Fury on the webinar on Monday, which, like I said, I'll paste the link here shortly when Bradley starts answering the next question. But good question.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, I'll add. Let me add just a little bit to that because Local Fury includes CTR manipulation, mostly on maps, some organic search stuff too. We're doing a mix of mobile and desktop signals now as well, plus all the stuff that we're going to reveal on Monday. But then it's also just kind of engaging with the profile and doing a lot of different things on the Google business profiles that aren't typical. All kinds of things such as engaging and viewing different parts of the Google business profile, like that's kind of typical, but liking, we can ask ask questions, we can all kinds of things. We can upload photos, there's all different types of things that we can do with Local Fury that again is more than just CTR manipulation. And what we're going to reveal on Monday, we needed in order to add like our own kind of special secret sauce, so to speak. We'll reveal a lot of this on Monday, but we've added some new components to it that really help to move the needle now for local. And it's taken a long time to get to this point, but that's what we're seeing, and that's what we're going to share on Monday.
Nice. And Adam is going to fix some technical difficulties. Adam just realized he never fixed the redirect. So there are people live, but I thought I had it all under control.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that to you. That's my fault.
Oh, yeah, it's totally fine. Is it in short links or semantic mastery?
Yeah, that should be in semanticmastery.com. It's pretty
that's right.
Plug in Hump Day Hangout redirect. It should be on the first page of the redirects.
All right. Sorry about that. I guess everyone who's not here, but everyone who is here will be back shortly. All right. It is.
That's more reason to be subscribed to the channel because you'll get notifications when we're live.
Great call to action, Bradley. Love it.
Amen.
Let's see. Well, I might have to open up this link, but let me check this out. He says in this, so Raphael says in this video, and he gives us a YouTube video, you mentioned a course by James for directories. Can you give us more info about this? I couldn't find a link anywhere.
James Slattery, yeah, I don't have the link off the top. I mean, I don't have it, seriously, but it's James Slattery has recently released a course on directory building, and it's his own way of doing it. And he gave me access to it. I still have not reviewed it, but I don't have a link for it, honestly, guys. You could probably search for it in Google, or somebody in chat likely has it if they can post that, so that everyone else can benefit from that as well. I don't have the link, or I'd share it. Honestly, I just don't have it.
You said that's James Slattery, right?
James Slattery, yeah.
Okay.
He's well known in our industry, so it shouldn't be too hard to find a purchase link.
Cool. All right, let me make sure that I've actually got this working episode. Okay, there we are. Okay. So next question is from Zara. Are location or service area pages that have the same content but are different in location keywords and location entity considered duplicate by Google, and could you be penalized?
No, it's a different title, right? I mean, remember that you're looking at the page title is unique because you might have the same keyword, but you're targeting a different location. So that makes the page title unique. So that, I mean, again, we're talking about just the titles, obviously the content on the page too. I've always said this, I don't recommend that you have like duplicate content on pages where all you do is swap out the location modifier, but you can do that with the SEO title, right? In other words, that is the page title. So the page title is unique, even if you're targeting the same keyword, because you're targeting a different location. And Google understands when you're targeting local, you know, it's not a cannibalization thing because each page title is unique because the location modifier is unique. Does that make sense? Now, again, I'm talking about strictly just the SEO title or document title, whatever you want to call it, page title. But when it comes to the content, I've always recommended making the content unique on every page. And it's easy to do, especially now with AI writing assistants and rephrasing apps and all of that. There's no reason why you should have to have the same content on every page with just location modifiers changed out. But again, strictly speaking on the SEO titles to prevent cannibalization, yeah, as long as the location modifier is unique, you're good to go.
Nice. Okay. Let's see. Next question from Andrew. He says, you often talk about using the business.google.com GBP website URL instead of the oursubdomain.business.site URL. Last week, you mentioned converting it into the other format, and I'm wondering how exactly to do that.
Yeah, it's business.google.com / I believe website, and then / whatever your username is for your Google business website. So like the subdomain, essentially whatever custom subdomain you created. I don't have the format on me because I'm driving, but it's something that we've posted before. And we could certainly post it again in the comments or whatever of the replay from today, but you could probably just search it in Google and find it. It's the way to convert the Google business website to the alternative domain format, which is on business.google.com. I believe it's business.google.com / website / and then whatever the subdomain is of your Google business website. I believe that's it off the top of my head, but I don't know because I'm not looking at it.
Cool. Yeah, since Bradley's on his phone, that's going to be a little difficult, but I think that's enough for Andrew to go off of to find that out. And Andrew, you can also go to our channel homepage and do a channel search there for what you're looking for and probably come up with a video where we covered this before.
Yes, correct.
Cool. All right. Bill has a question about how do you market your agency services during a recession? I'm already seeing many businesses, especially local, not wanting to spend much, if at all. Are there any good industries you suggest focusing all your lead gen around? Good question.
Again, anything that is a business that has a company that provides products or services, so an industry that is in either steady or increasing demand. And that's why I always recommend home services. Number one, I'm biased because I'm a former electrical contractor, but number two, that is, home services and such are always going to be needed regardless of the state of the economy. People need electricians, people need plumbers, roofers, tree service companies, etc. So again, I always like to use those as examples because they will always be in demand. Also, if you're considering industries, there's always that discussion about painkillers or vitamins, right? Choose a painkiller industry, not a vitamin industry, which means vitamins are nice to have. You should take them, but you don't always take them religiously. But painkillers, when you're in pain, you have to have it. And you'll go out of your way to make sure that you take pain pills or painkillers in order to ease or relieve the pain. So it's very similar when you're considering an industry to target for your SEO services or your marketing agency, is to choose something that either is a painkiller type of service or it has steady or increasing demand. not declining demand. So again, home services are always, in my opinion, good to target for that reason. And also, another kind of less likely on or less kind of typical or normal for local would be another term is called an irrational passion. Like, people that are into golfing or people are into dogs, love their freaking dogs and spend ungodly amounts of money on them. And same thing with golfers and, any kind of thing that's called an irrational passion, right? So those are all kind of like things that you can do where people like the economy and the state of the economy doesn't really have much of an effect on those industries, at least not as much, not nearly as much.
Cool. I think that's a great explanation. Chris, do you have anything to add? I was going to mention something, but Bradley covered it. I think that's a great way. I love the painkiller and vitamin approach.
Yeah, same here. Like I like that as well. At the same time, I mean, like if you have a company that is growing and making sales, right? So like if you can prove like you can get them sales as well, like you can also do like 2-3 test sales, always like with contingencies, like ideally, I don't know, like you can offer them, I don't know, you do 4 sales for price X, or you get them 5 sales for price X. And if you're doing lead gen, and if you can't perform on that, you basically refund the money on that. So like that's very easy. So like that's no-brainer offer. If you can create a no-brainer offer on those ends, it should be very, very easy, especially like if it's marketing companies or like product services businesses. Truth is though, like, or the sad truth is that many businesses don't have their shit together, especially like in current times. And that's actually the main reason is I think that why companies are hesitating a bit. So if you can help them get their shit together, you're probably gonna make even more money.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I mean, no matter what the state of the economy, businesses can thrive even in a poor economy or a recession. Some businesses will thrive and they're there, like, and the thing is spending money on marketing. Savvy business owners understand that in times of recession or in times of where business is low, that's honestly or usually the best time to increase marketing, because like marketing is what generates the leads, right? Which ultimately generates the revenue. And so when everybody else is turning down their marketing because they're scared, the smart and savvy business owners typically turn it up, because that means they're going to have a larger market share than because their competitors are pulling back. And at the same time, they're increasing their marketing budget, therefore claiming a larger share of the market.
And sales and transactions happen every day, all the time.
That's
There's
right.
always a green river flowing somewhere. You just got to tap into it.
There's a blue ocean of money slopping around out there.
Yep. All right, Bradley, I think you're going to like this one. Here we go. Question from Ron. Says, as an agency doing websites and SEO, do you think it's better to work on a custom WordPress site for each client following a strict SOP, or build out a custom CMS platform with proprietary add-ons for SEO, etc., and offer on a SaaS subscription model like Wix? I've been doing WordPress for years, but looking at options to simplify operations as each site is taking heaps of time and trying to minimize admin as much as I can.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. I'm not a web designer. I've never had any desire to do that, specifically for some of the reasons you just mentioned in that question. There's a lot of customization for, higher end clients, especially. I know there's a lot of money in it, but there's so much customization. I prefer more templated type services. In the tree service industry, I've been fortunate. Most like 9 out of 10, if not 9.5 or 9.9 out of 10, tree service guys don't give a shit about their website. All they care about is if their phone rings. And therefore, I've been able to just use templated sites for tree care contractors for like over a decade now. And I've really never had any pushback. Years ago, I would do some custom web design stuff, or get custom web design done by a contractor for my client. But I've realized over the years that just added complexity to a business, an industry that really doesn't care. And so, I simplify. So personally, my opinion, and this is just my own personal preference, to each their own, but I'm giving you my opinion on, if it were me, I would use templated sites that, with some customization, as you mentioned, SOPs can standardize a lot of this stuff, where it's still templated. It's templated content, but because it's easier to scale when you have repeatable, productized services, and websites can be that too. Now, if your primary revenue source is custom web design, that might not be applicable to you, but SEO services could be. And so all I'm trying to say is it really depends on what is your primary generator of revenue, and also what do you desire to do in your business. Because if custom web design is just draining the life out of you, which it may be, I don't know. I'm just saying, if it is, then perhaps you want to get out of that because just to get your sanity back, right? Again, I've learned over the years to not do the things that I don't want to do. Just either hire it out or just don't offer that at all. And web design is definitely one of those things. I don't have any desire to do web design for anybody. So if I am going to do it for somebody, it's going to be a templated site that is productized so that I can duplicate very quickly and easily. And it's not something that we have to spend a lot of time on, right? I'll make it up in volume or in additional services such as SEO.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think, Bradley, you hit the nail on the head with, figuring out what it is you want, you being Ron, what you want, and going that direction. It sounds like both of these are doable, so long as the market's there. I don't know if people want, if they're on WordPress, will they be willing to switch to your custom CMS? If they are, maybe that's a solution. But if you don't want to do that, then following a strict SOP means you can offload that to someone else. So you don't have to be, doing the admin. So yeah, I think Bradley had some good advice there. Let's see, Bradley, next question from Larry. This is good. I might be able to answer this one. Is there any company or freelancer you can recommend to help us out with creating structured processes for our agencies to help us with operations?
Yeah, Adam, I'll let you take that
one. Yeah, I was going to say, Larry, I will post a link. Hopefully you're watching this or you come back. Allison Caffrey from Operations Agency. You can tell by her business name what she does, and she is very, very good at it. So we had a really cool webinar with her in January, and she helped out some mastermind members, or maybe it was everybody, with some working through processes. So she gets in and does this for agencies. She's also recently released a book and has a lot of other great information. So I highly suggest you check her out. Beyond that, it's just, I would say also, I don't know what level you're at, how big your business is, how competent or how much you like processes or not, but you also need to probably upgrade yourself in terms of your ability to create or delegate process creation. It's just a invaluable skill, but I'll get the link and paste that down below. You guys got anything else to add to this?
Yeah, I do. Just briefly, it's not, I've said this a dozen, millions of times probably, but creating SOPs is not fun. It's tedious, but it's one of the highest leverage activities you can do in your business because it allows you to delegate and duplicate. So it gives you back your time. It requires an enormous amount of time invested to develop the SOPs, yes. But once you do it, it gives you your time back. And it is, again, is one of the highest leverage activities you can do in your business is to develop standard operating procedures, systematize your business. All right. That way you can stop being the bottleneck in your business and delegate, duplicate. And that's, again, it's not fun, but you should develop the habit. And that's, I spend a lot of time building SOPs all the time and refining SOPs because it is so important. So just a quick tip on that is, one of the easiest ways to get started is just record a screencast video of doing whatever task it is that needs to be executed and narrate it very thoroughly, very well while you are recording the video. And then you can either hire a VA to transcribe the video into like bullet or ordered list format or whatever, like in a Google Doc. And that's one way. And I did SOPs for years that way. I would just record screencast videos, upload them to YouTube, put it at the top of a doc, and then transcribe it into an ordered list format. And into Google Docs. That's one way you can do it. I still personally do all of the SOPs that I develop, including the written steps, but you can even develop a process for building processes. Even if you want to be the one that at least initially records the video that will be transcribed and turned into an SOP, you can still delegate the SOP, the written step part of it. So again, just kind of some tricks and tips. There we go. For how to build SOPs because I've been doing it for so long.
Nice. All right. Last pre-posted question. After this, we'll go to chat and see if we got anything over there. But Alex has the last question today. says, do you know of any good white label fake review removal tools or services to remove Google and Facebook reviews?
I don't. I
Yeah.
don't. But maybe somebody in chat does.
Yeah, I don't. If anyone's got one, by all means. So he's asking, I guess, to remove spam reviews. Chris, you know anything, or what do you got?
No, like I haven't
Yeah, and I'm
found
probably
a
gonna
proper
lose
one
you
the
guys.
last 2 years.
What's that, Bradley?
I said I'm probably going to lose you guys. I'm driving through a bad cell zone.
All right, well, we'll see how it goes. We'll just switch over to chat, and if there's nothing there, we'll be wrapping it up. So hopefully you're here. If not, we'll just wrap it up.
Okay.
All right. Sorry, Chris, what were you saying?
I've tried to get a good review removal, or like even fake removal and stuff service like for the last 2 years. I haven't had any good success on that one. Like I had really good success before that, but recently no chance. Like it might have changed. Like they haven't tried like the last 2-3 months. But if anyone knows something, let us know.
Cool. All right, let's head over to chat. I'm just gonna scroll through here. I apologize to everybody. I know we got a late start to getting people here because of the redirect, but let's see. David had some good comments about offering the SaaS versus WordPress site, kind of doing a little bit of both there, some partial customization. Looks like that's it. So Bradley, if you're still there, you made it all the way through Hump Day Hangouts number 452.
Right on. We made it happen, even through these circumstances. So.
Outstanding. Well, let's wrap it up while we still got Bradley. We got through the questions. So call it an early day. Let Bradley get on his way home, and everybody have a great day.
Right on, guys. Thanks. And Adam, thanks for taking the lead on this. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, no worries. I got to push the buttons. All right, everybody, have a good one.